Media.
How to effectively generate curiosity with your social media posts. That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
Okay, happy podcast day. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's nice to be back. I was on a trip I was on a trip to Salt Lake this past weekend for my company's annual conference, Yoli's annual conference in Salt Lake City. And that's why actually I was unable to get an episode out. If you're new to the show, I usually do an episode every Tuesday and Thursday. I release an episode every Tuesday and Thursday. This week, I was unable to do it because I actually got delayed on my way home. So I got stuck in Atlanta on Sunday night. Getting home Monday, I didn't have enough time to record, produce, and release an episode for Tuesday. So that's why you're only getting one episode this week. But coming out of the conference, obviously, there's lots of excitement. There's lots of motivation. People immediately want to share something. And one thing that we teach in network marketing, I think this applies for all marketing, but specifically my experience in network marketing is when you post something about your products or service, create posts that generate curiosity, right? You want to generate curiosity. And so, we always teach that in network marketing. However, whether it has actually helped anybody or not, whether any of the coaching people on this has been effective, it's another question. So I want to actually clear that up so that you have a better idea of how to create curiosity with your posts, right? And the more effective you are at this, the more effective your efforts are, the more productive your efforts are, as opposed to just, posting things and just throwing things up against the wall and see what sticks, right? So creating curiosity in post, obviously very important. This is outside of, your regular content creation, whatever you're doing as an influencer, the value that you're putting in, or if you're just using social media as a social network and you're sharing stuff about your day and your life, these particular posts that you want to generate curiosity for are specifically to generate curiosity for your products and services. What generally tends to happen, especially again coming out of a conference like this, is that people are so excited, people are super motivated, enthusiastic to share what they just heard and learned over the weekend, and it just ends up being kind of a mishmash of information dump, basically. And so, it's a mix of information dump and overselling, right? Overselling. And so that's what I'm going to get into today. So the first rule when it comes to creating curiosity in your post about your products and services is brevity. Brevity. Make it short. And the easiest way to look at it is the more words there is, more words equals more information, and more information equals less curiosity. I mean, it's just logic, right? The more information you put in your post, the less curious a person's going to be because they got what they needed from your post, right? So just make it as brief as possible and as non-informational as possible. I would leave out I would leave out features and benefits if you can, and really focus on just your experience, what your products and services has done for you, or what it's done for somebody or the community, right? That I think is more relatable and will create more curiosity, as opposed to features and benefits, right? Right. Stories will generate more curiosity than anything else. And remember, keep it brief. You don't want a post that reads like War and Peace, because I mean, people will tune out. People will just tune out. It is a short attention span society. It's a short attention span world now that we live in, and so the shorter your post is, the better. And again, I mean, and you'll get better with practice, and of course there are AI tools that you can use to help you kind of cut down these posts. But I would say no more than like 3 to 4 sentences max. If you are on Facebook, a good kind of metric or a way to measure whether your post is too long is if you can't post it with those cool backgrounds, right? You know, like they have those pre-made backgrounds that you can put on your post, and your post can only be so long before it turns into regular text, right? So if you can fit it in a post that still qualifies as fitting and having a background, I think that's a good measure. Beyond that, you start to get wordy, and again, when you have more words, you have more information. More information equals less curiosity. So that's the first thing. Be brief and cut out as much of the fat as you can, and share stories. The second thing is try not to sell. Right. I know. It's hard. It's hard to do, especially again when you're really, really excited about something, right? When you're excited to get this information out there and you want to generate curiosity. What inexperienced people do, for the most part, generally speaking, is that in trying to create curiosity, it just sounds like a pitch, right? It sounds like you're automatically selling something. For example, we have this new promo that we're doing with our company, where you can make an extra $1,000 a month by following this particular 8-week blitz that we're doing. And so I've seen a lot of posts coming out of the weekend of people saying, okay, well, message me or DM or comment below if you're interested in making $1,000 without having to sell a thing. And yes, that's brief. That qualifies, and it doesn't talk about features and benefits, but it sounds salesy. Even though the post itself says you never have to sell a thing. It just sounds super salesy. So like avoid making those kinds of pitches because it sounds like you're trying to sell somebody something, even if you say you're not trying to sell them on anything. Another example is we have this new an improved version of our omega-3 supplement that we just released this past weekend, and people automatically want to say all the features and benefits of omega-3s and our particular new product, and of course the research that's been done on omega-3s, et cetera, and it ends up reading like a health pamphlet and creates zero curiosity whatsoever. So for something like that, I would just post, well, we all know how important omega-3s are, and now we have a way to test it, number one, and number two, then you can see whether or not the omega-3s that you are currently taking are actually effective, right? It's something that simple. Of course, I'm just making that up off the top of my head, but you don't need much to create curiosity. The context of that is with our new omega-3s, we have now a way to test the levels of omega-3s that you have in your system, right? And the higher, of course, the better. You want a lot of omega-3s, which, by the way, if you're curious about that, message me. Or if you're listening to the podcast version of this, there's a new email feature. You can email me. We have high quality omega-3, as well as a way to test the level of omega-3s that you are at currently, or whether you need more, right? Anyways, okay, so that's the plug. Not effective for creating curiosity, but as an informational and long form content, I'll just put that out there. So that's really it, right? Like try not to sell. And I know there's a natural tendency to do that, because when we think of business, we think of marketing. When we think of marketing, we automatically try to think of sales. And then we're told don't sell, create curiosity, we still unconsciously do it in a very salesy way, right? So, instead of posting something like, want to make $1,000 in 8 weeks without having to sell anything, that sounds very salesy. Just do something like, hey, my company is doing a promotion where they're paying people to share our products and services. I mean, even that sounds salesy, specifically with business opportunity type things and income opportunity promotions. It's tough to create curiosity around that. But maybe something like this. Again, I'm just spitballing. Something like, really excited coming out of the conference this weekend because my company is doing some things on the marketing end that I've never seen done in my almost 20 years in this profession. It's less salesy, I guess. All right. So anyways, the two things when you're trying to create curiosity: be brief, because the more words you have, more words equals more information equals less curiosity, and then be less salesy. It's really that simple. And again, it takes practice. Use the tools you have out there. ChatGPT is a pretty decent tool to help you edit and proofread your post so that it's shorter, so that it's less salesy, it's less informational, and really lean into more the story side of and your personal excitement and experience with the things that you're actually trying to get people's curiosity out of, right? Because or curiosity about. If you want people to get curious about the thing that you're excited about, don't talk about the thing, talk about your excitement, right? I think that's a good way to looking at it. So quick episode. That's going to be it for today. We'll start next week. It's a fresh new week next week. So we're back on our regular Tuesday, Thursday episode. So have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you on Tuesday with a fresh new one. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.